All right. What is going on? Excuse me while I get everything situated here. All right. This is Kim Baker with the Victim Survivor Conquer Ministry. Come to you on this Tuesday evening on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Okay. When you log on with Facebook, if you're using Facebook, if you would you please hit one of the buttons? Also, if you would like, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Okay. And so tonight we're going to be starting out, we're going to be talking about doing a self evaluation checklist. Okay. For confrontation. Okay. What all do we need to do before we go and attempt to have a confrontation with somebody? Okay. So that's what we're looking at tonight. All right. Okay. So starting out with Psalms chapter 139, verses 23 and 24. And it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there's any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." And again, it's Psalms chapter 139, verses 23 and 24. Okay? So, and that's all that when you do a self-evaluation, that's basically all you're doing is that you're asking God to search you, search my heart. Where's my heart at? Is my heart right? Okay, and know that I may have some anxious thoughts, and if there's any offensive ways in me, remove them from me, Father, before I go and attempt this confrontation. Okay. So that is the first question: is your heart right? Before you go to that confrontation, you need to make sure that you have your heart right, that it's in the right place, and so forth. Okay. All right, moving on. All right, next. Woo-hoo-hoo. This is a biggie. Is your tongue under control? Have you do you have control of your tongue right now? Do you have your tongue under control? Okay. The word says that a good man brings up good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and that the evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For out of the overflow of his heart, his mouth speaks. And that is Luke chapter 6 and verse 45. Okay? So, which man are you tonight? Right now? Are you a good man? Or are you an evil man? Are you a good woman? Or are you an evil woman? Okay? And it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference on what you have stored in your heart, on whether or not if you're going to produce good fruit or evil fruit. Okay. All right, moving on. Are you willing to ask forgiveness of your offender? Um, Maybe some out there that's tuning in right now and they're going to say, no, I'm fixing to get off of here. I'm not asking the person that offended me for forgiveness. Okay. Well, let's look at it a little bit deeper. Okay. Confess your sins to each other. James 5:16. Okay. Now, that is just part of that verse, but confess your sins to each other. Who's each other? Your neighbor. Okay. Who's your neighbor? Everybody your neighbor. Everybody that you come in contact with is your neighbor. Okay. And we need to be willing to ask the other person that if God has searched our heart, if we've been sincere and we've asked God to search our heart, and He shows us some things that maybe where our heart is not right, we need to ask forgiveness for that. Okay. Have you forgiven your offender? Oh, wait a minute, Kim. You mean I got to forgive the person that hurt me the most, that hurt me the deepest of anybody on this earth? That I'm expected to forgive that person? Yeah, you are. I am. We all are. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. That is Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. Okay? Bear with each other. Basically, what do you think that's saying? Bear with each other. To carry each other's burdens. Forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Okay? Well, you know what? I can forgive them for this part of what they done, but this part over here, I can't be expected. Really? Let me ask you something. When you commit a sin, do you expect God to forgive you? Most of us do, don't we? Yeah. But here's the thing about it is we want it our way when it suits us. Okay? So uh so we can't be like, well, you know, what they done wasn't right, but what I said I shouldn't have said back to them. Okay? So they need to forgive me for what I've done. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way at all. Okay? And it says, whatever grievances that you may have against one another. It doesn't matter what the grievance is. And we cannot expect God Almighty to forgive us of everything that we have done, but not expect us to forgive others for what they have done. We can't, you can't have it both ways. Okay? Ooh. Have you prayed? Have you prayed for your offender? Yeah. Yeah, I prayed for my offender. I prayed that in the morning when they start driving to work that they'll have 4 flat tires. Okay, that's really not the prayer that we're talking about. Okay, but have you prayed? Have you honestly prayed for that person? For the person that you say that has hurt you the most? Probably most of us haven't. Far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing to pray for you. And I will teach you the way that is good and right. 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 23. Okay? Far be it from me. Okay? Hey, you know, if I don't pray for that person, have I sinned against God by refusing to pray for that person? Yeah. Why? Because God says to pray for those that persecute you. Okay? That's a command. When He tells you to do something, that's a command. There's commandments in the New Testament just like there are in the Old Testament. Okay? Do you care about your offender? Well, I used to care. Okay, you used to care. Administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9. You cannot administer true justice or show mercy and compassion and not care. It's impossible. You can't do it. Are you sensitive to the pain of your offender? I don't care what kind of pain they're going through. They hurt me. I hope they're hurting. That's how most of us approach confrontations. Is that no. You hurting? Oh, you mean you're hurting? Oh, yeah, all right. I'm getting what I want. Mourn with those who mourn. That's Romans chapter 12, verse 15. Okay? You cannot mourn with someone and not be sensitive to what they're going through. Again, it's impossible to do. Does your goal for confrontation match the level of the offense? Again, this is one of those situations where we need to look at it and, would this fall under a minor offense? Okay. So if it's a minor offense, can we overlook it? We should be able to. But why are we not normally able to? That's the key. And the issue is this, is that there's been other things that's happened in life to us by different people that has caused hurts, deep hurts, but we haven't healed from them. So what are we doing? We take a brick and we lay that brick down, and then we come back on top and we lay another brick, another brick, another brick, another brick, another brick. And before you know, we got a wall built up here of hurts. Okay, part of our logo is of a man busting through a brick wall, as being a conqueror. Okay, are we always going to be that? Are we always going to be that person that can break down the complete wall all at one time? Yeah, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. But most of us are not going to heal that way. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to take a concrete hammer, we're going to take some type of hammer and maybe a chisel, and what we're going to do, we're going to start at the very top, and we'll start cracking the concrete around that top brick, and we'll break that concrete out all the way around. We'll take that top brick off, we'll throw it to the side, then we'll get to the next brick, we start breaking it up, breaking around it. Well, if we continue that pattern of breaking one brick at a time, okay, one unresolved confrontation one at a time, before long we'll get down and we'll be down to the bottom brick. And what are we probably going to notice is, as that brick wall keeps coming down, one brick at a time, keep coming down, okay, that once we get down, get that wall broke down so far, if somebody does something again or says something again that would have, if our wall was still up here and this person said or done whatever it is that they done, Well, it's going to lay another layer of bricks up there. But once we start breaking it, it's a lot harder for it to start building back. Okay? So, what are we really referencing here? We're referencing this. Start dismantling your wall one brick at a time. And what you will find out and what you will realize is this: once you get that wall down to a certain level, it's going to be a lot harder for people to build back on top of it because you started that process of breaking down those bricks. He has showed you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Micah chapter 6, verse 8. Okay? That's what God desires. Or that's what he requires of us. All he does is require us to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk in humbleness, to humble ourselves. Will you complete the task and help your offender? All right, Kim. Now, I'm not real sure what you're talking about here. Okay. This is what we're talking about here. Okay. Right here. Okay. You go to your offender. You've decided you're going to have a confrontation. You go to your offender. And in the conversation, you find out how they have been hurt in the past. You know, maybe they realize that because of past hurts, that they allowed those hurts to magnify maybe what they done to you. Okay. So basically what this is saying is if your offender desires or needs you to walk with them, to help them to get through their hurts, are you willing to walk that distance with them? Are you willing to walk that road with that person? Okay. The punishment inflicted on him by the majority is sufficient for him. Now, instead, you ought to forgive and comfort him so that he will not be overwhelmed by excessive sorrow. Reaffirm your love for him. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 6 through 8. Okay? You ought to forgive and comfort him. Is it gossip? Is it gossip or slander to ask someone for counsel about how to confront someone who has offended me? Okay? So that is the question. What do you think? You think it would be gossip? You know, if we go to somebody and seek wise counsel from, Is it gossip or slander? Okay. Well, you come to me and you ask me, questions, or how would you handle this, Kim? How would you do this? How would you do that? Okay. There's no reason for me to ask you who you are referring to. Okay. It's none of my business. It's none of their business. Okay. Now, if we are going and we say, okay, I need to talk to somebody wise about this situation. So I'm going to go and talk to this person. Okay. Well, if you go to that person and you start saying, well, old brother Joe over here. Okay. Yeah, I know brother Joe. Well, this is, he done this, he said that. What good does that do that situation? Absolutely nothing. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is this: if you're going to someone and you're going on the premise of seeking counsel from them, and you start throwing the other the person that you're going to talk to them about under the bus, and everything, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do that. Well, that is gossip. That is slander. Because there's no point. It does not serve a purpose. Okay? Hey, I've got a person that said XYZ. Okay? There's no reason for me to say, oh, brother Joe over there, he said XYZ to me. And this has really hurt me, and this is what I want to confront him about. Okay? Then yes, it would be gossip, and yes, it would be slander. Okay? All right. We will stop there for tonight. We're right about 30 minutes. We've done pretty good. So we're going to start off next week. And we're going to be looking at the 3 approaches for confrontation. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and look at real quick. Okay? So the 3 approaches is face-to-face, telephone, or written. Okay? So you go face-to-face to have a confrontation, or you use the telephone, or you write them a letter. Okay? That is the 3 approaches for confrontation. That's the 3 different approaches that we can take. Okay? We're gonna look at each one separately. Okay? So if you would you share this with somebody? Share this video with somebody. I guarantee you know people that this would be beneficial to them, is to be able to learn how to confront. Okay? All right. So again, we're going to stop right there. If you would, also, down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen where it says vscministry.com, That is our website. You can go to our website. You can download this material or any of the other 8 classes that we do. Okay. Also, if you are listening and if you are in the Odessa, Midland area, uh, 2 weeks ago I started uh, back having in-person classes. It is every Thursday night at 7 p.m. at Emet Hatara. It's a church on Golder at 3319 North Golder Avenue. Again, here in Odessa. We begin at 7. We go from 7 to 8 o'clock. Okay? And right now, on Thursday nights, we are in verbal and emotional abuse. Okay? If you would like to attend them, you're welcome to attend. We've got plenty of room to spread out. Uh, so you're not sitting real close to anybody if you don't want to. Okay? And it is open to the public. It's open to anybody that wants to come. Okay? All right. God bless and have a great rest of your week. All right.